If you walk over here with me, you can see where the bullets actually entered the building here through this glass. This might look like snow, but it really is ice already. You can see those chunks of ice. This mini mart was searched Monday. You can see it's all boarded up right now. Police say they found a large amount of deadly drugs. Now I want to show you what I saw when I walked up over here. You can see tents. Yeah, and I'm going to step aside so you can see just what I'm looking at here. Over to the right, you can still see those crews there on scene monitoring the situation. You might even be able to hear, and if the camera pans over here to the left a little bit. Yeah, that's right. You know, the major change to House Bill 2002 has to do with a minor under 15's right to an abortion. Carol, your messages with Connor. Carol, can you address the text messages exchange? You have no comment about that text message exchange? You have so much community pushback about this physical location. You're already getting these mobile units ready. Why don't you just keep it that way? I got records for 28 counties that they sent for their applications for these deflection programs to this state. And what I found in looking at these applications is Multnoma's is the most lenient statewide. He says in the future he promises to be more transparent, and that includes an investigation into the district. It's been 2 weeks since police announced the arrest of 2 St. Helens High School teachers on charges of sexual abuse for incidents alleged to have occurred at school. The district silent amid school cancellations, student-led protests, and multiple administrators placed on leave. The hope that administrators would finally break the silence at this press event.
At last night's board meeting, the St. Helens School District Board of Directors appointed Dr. Steve Webb as the district's acting superintendent of schools. In just a moment, I'll invite Dr. Webb to the podium to deliver a statement.
That hope quickly vanished.
Please note that today's press conference is limited to the statement only, and we will not be taking questions at this time. Now, let me introduce you to Dr. Steve Webb, acting superintendent of the St. Helens School District.
How is it a press conference if you're not taking questions? Despite promising to restore trust through
transparent communication,
the district's new acting superintendent, Steve Webb, refusing to answer questions. How can you purport transparency and yet refuse to take questions from the media at a press conference? I still have a lot of questions, like why was he paid nearly $500,000 from his former employer, the Vancouver School District, after he was placed on paid leave and then resigned in 2021? Rather than answer questions, Webb read a prepared statement promising a third-party investigation into the district's actions and alleged inaction upon reports of abuse. He's been there 20 years, and you know, when you see these camps, it's really not hard to believe that. I've seen a lot of camps in wooded areas in Oregon, and this is the largest one I've ever seen. Daniel Layton, who goes by Grizzly, says he's not homeless. This encampment on Thousand Acres Trail is his home.
I've been here about 20 years.
You don't have to take his word for it. You can read it on his driver's license. But the words near 1,000 acres in the ID address line will soon be incorrect.
They expect us to just jump up and leave at a moment's notice. And they say if we don't, that they will be coming in here and physically removing us.
He's talking about the Department of State Lands, who posted notices at the beginning of this month telling people like Grizzly that they have until June 2nd to leave. He says it's not the first time this has happened.
And we've been swept in the past, and we just moved across the way over by the railroad tracks, and when they were done, we'd move back here.
This time the move is permanent. The Department of State Lands says they will close 50 acres of the park until the fall while they clean. The camp is massive, complete with porta potties, generators, tree forts, and even a pet cemetery, where Grizzly tells me he and others have best friends buried. He says leaving for good in a matter of weeks seems unthinkable.
I don't think it's a fair way to have us out of here. They've offered us no housing or resources at all.
Josh Mulholland with the Department of State Lands disputes that.
The Multnomah County Homeless Services Department, as they're now called, has been doing outreach to the individuals occupying the Delta and offering services.
You know, people who get evicted from their homes have 90 days to pack up. Why was the notice not given at 90 days?
There were notices provided in 2024 that this area is going to be closed off. So I would say that ample opportunity has been given that these lands are not for long-term unauthorized use.
Did the ones in 2024 give them a deadline?
I actually can't say.
Both taking place on campus around the same time of year, both led by liberal student groups. But organizers say the protests taking place at Portland State University Monday will not look anything like last year's protests about Gaza.
We're trying to create something positive for the community.
Mason Wilder, one of the students organizing Monday's protest, says they want to counter a message they feel is hateful.
We should not be hating on people like trans people for existing. Simple as that.
The protest is taking a stand against conservative figure Riley Gaines. The former nationally competitive swimmer has been outspoken against transgender athletes. Wilder says protesters want to make sure those attending and those watching hear their point of view.
Well, free speech, it protects, it shouldn't protect hate. That's the main thing. And of course, we're going to be respectful and nonviolent in our ways of countering this, them being here. But free speech is just a cover for hate speech that these people use.
Gaines was invited to the university by a student group called Turning Point. The event was paid for by a conservative nonprofit called the Leadership Institute. Angel Venegas is the nonprofit's regional manager. He says Gaines' conservative ideologies are important, especially on a more liberal-leaning campus.
We believe on the message, which is to protect women's sports and all the female athletes across, not only the state of Oregon, but the country. That's what we're bringing around. And also we want to just bring that message and encourage other conservatives to speak out who might be afraid to write a paper on the topic.
The first step to getting your Real ID is finding out what documents you need. This Real ID Help tab on the DMV website helps you figure out what documents to bring with you. Here I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these, so U.S. passport, and hit next. Is your current full legal name the same as the name listed on the identity document you checked in step 1? Yes. Do you have a social security number? Yes. Proof of address. I'm going to go ahead and bring my Oregon license along with a piece of mail. And here's the checklist of the documents I'll bring with me. Now I'm going to print this checklist and head to the DMV. You've got two choices. You can either book an appointment online, and they're about 30 days out right now, or you can walk straight in here to the DMV. The good news is, once you've checked in at these front desks here, you no longer have to wait all day for your appointment in the DMV. You can actually have them text you when your appointment's almost ready.
Next. Hello, what are we trying to get done today?
I need to get my Real ID, and I was hoping to get a text appointment for later on in the day.
Yeah, not a problem. Check all your documents real quick. A little bit of a wait, but we'll call you by this number and get you going.
You think we'll make it today?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Not a problem.
They gave me this ticket at the desk, which I can actually scan on my phone and find out exactly what my place in line is.
This here's where my son lived, and it wiped him out totally.
It took Floyd Barber 30 years to make his last mortgage payment. In just minutes, flames wiped out all that hard work.
It started down there, and it was just here quick. I mean, I never had a chance to grab, much of anything out of the house. I just took off, but luckily I come back, and I mean, me and my son, we fought to save the house, and I managed to do that.
Did you stay here?
Yes.
Why did you decide to stay?
Because I have no insurance.
Melted slides where his nephew's children played just Wednesday morning. All but 2 structures on his land have been reduced to rubble.
I had 6 houses here, and I had to rent it out. My son lived in that house back behind my truck, and then my nephew and his wife and 2 kids, little kids, lived right there.
Barber says he and his son worked tirelessly to save what they could. What was it like being here while the fire was surrounding you?
It was hot. It's scary. But what do you do? What would you do? I mean, and there's other people around here that, I don't think they had insurance. I mean, the economy's so bad, you can't afford it. You start cutting stuff.
I have been talking to some of those other evacuees today. Throughout the day, they are anxious to know what their home looks like right now. And right as we get done with this live hit, we're going to head up the road here and try and get a better look at some of that